when the United States became the United States. You know, you sit there and you appreciate what this country is, and those men and women that helped serve and protect this country.
4th of July for me is, you remember all those minor league cities that you went to and the fireworks shows, and it kind of helps you remember what you took to get here.
One of those days you can kind of, you know, honor the military and, you know, kind of reflect on what they've done for us and reflect on the freedom we have just to go out there and play baseball every day.
Baseball is America's kind of pastime. It's been around forever, and then it's kind of the birthday of America. So I think it's pretty cool to be able to kind of combine those both together and really have the celebration of that day. You know, we go back to thinking of, you know, what our country's done for us, and so we feel as if it's kind of like a big thank you and for everybody that's done so much for this country.
The Giants are in our nation's capital on our country's birthday. The orange and black celebrate the red, white, and blue as the Giants take on the Nationals. Baseball on Independence Day is coming up next. We are coming to you from our nation's capital here on the 4th of July. This is Game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and Nationals. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, happy 4th of July from here in Washington, D.C. This is Game 2 of the series, and it's going to put Madison Bumgarner on the mound.
Well, and that's a good thing, because right now the Giants need a big league stop job, and Bumgarner is their ace, and he is the guy who's going to try and put an end to it. He will take on Steven Strasburg, who's been throwing great baseball lately. It figures to be all about pitching. However, the Giants have a secret weapon out in left field making his major league debut, Ryan Lawless. I think that's the key today.
Ryan Lawless, who started out in A-ball this year in San Jose. All right, Mike mentioned a great pitching matchup, Bumgarner, Strasburg. Stay with us, and then stay tuned, as we'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
presents Our Nation's Colors. Please remain standing as we honor our country with a performance of the Star-Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, the breakout star of Pitch Perfect and this summer's record-breaking Pitch Perfect 2. And currently starring in the world premiere musical, Dear Evan Hansen, running at Arena Stage July 10th through August 23rd. Ben Platt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner
Earlier, as the rain was coming down pretty hard, the grounds crew did a great job of getting this field back in shape. Dugouts were a little wet, so Matt Williams, especially in the spot that he stands, he said, I'm going to clean this up for me. And this is what it looks like now as the sun is breaking through, and there's supposed to be a pretty clear window for the rest of the afternoon for a good ball game. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. Good time to go to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 73 degrees here at the yard. Hardly any winds at all. Humidity at 79%. And it is pretty clear, but always a little rain in the area. What we're doing is Madison Bumgarner is finished. Steven Strasburg is not. He is in the bullpen still throwing. So we're certainly more than a couple of minutes away from the start of this game. Bruce Bochy and his staff, along with the players, wearing the 4th of July caps. Doesn't look like Steven Strasburg's got his on, though.
Well, it is a little weird to look at the manager of the Giants wearing a blue hat. But hey, it's the 4th of July.
It is.
You got to break out the red, white, and blue.
Give the spirit.
He's asking, hey, it's supposed to be 11:20. How come he's down there warming up and my guy's in here? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Managers, they worry about everything.
Well, they worry about everything. Well, it only happens when you follow the rules and you're going, well, what happened? See the stars on the Giants uniforms, on the numbers. Very cool. See Steven Strasburg, who will be making his 13th start as he heads down from the bullpen. Bumgarner will be making his 17th. I have to tell you, he's been grumpy lately.
Yeah, he's been real grumpy. 4-game losing streak. It does not sit well with Bruce Bochy. All right, time for our AT&T U-verse Rewind. You go back to June 20th, 2015. That's when the Pirates were taking on the Nationals, and Max Scherzer threw a no-hitter. In fact, he was one strike away from a perfect game. The final line, no walks, 10 strikeouts. And Jose Tabata was hit by a pitch in a 2-2 count. He fouled off 5 pitches in that at-bat. And then the next man flied out, and Scherzer had his no-hitter. And that's our AT&T U-verse Rewind.
Such a fine line, trying to pitch that perfect game as we watch Matt Cain do it at AT&T Park. All right, Bruce Bochy's going, what the heck is going on? And right now, he's not happy. He said, you gave us a starting time, and now my guy's ready.
Well, you can understand. I mean, they're late. Although it's 3 minutes late, it is late, and it does tend to ice down a guy who walked all the way back in from the bullpen thinking that the start time was 11:20, so he's got a legitimate beef. And Jerry Davis very patiently looked him in the eye, and at the end of his beef, he said, what do you want me to do? At that point in time, Bruce Bochy turned around, walked back to the dugout. There's not a whole lot an umpire can do.
Well, it's what it is it's just getting it off your chest, and that's what Bruce Bochy did.
Well, it turned out they're about 1 minute late. So
well, first pitch was supposed to be at 11:20. So judging by what's going on here, it's probably going to be 11:23 or 24.
Now, if he's got a 4-game win streak, I'm not really sure he makes that argument.
Now let's take a look at the Giants lineup. It'll be Gregor Blanco, who's red hot right now, and a 10-game hitting streak, followed by Panic, Duffy, and Posey. Posey's pretty hot as well. Belt, Crawford, and Ryan Lawless in his major league debut. Maxwell, and then Bumgarner.
On the hill today for the Washington Nationals will be the big right-hander, Steven Strasburg. This is what he has done in 12 starts, 5-5 with a 5.49 ERA. He really hit on some hard times, and they took him out of the rotation for a while. And his mechanics were screwed up that he was really not getting any good performance with any one of his pitches. Well, since that time, he has corrected the mechanical problem, and he has been lights out. 60 strikeouts in 57 in the third. You're going to see a fastball that'll go mid to high 90s. He's got a curveball that he'll steal a lot of strikes with early in the count. He can also strike you out with it, and he's got a great changeup. So it's basically 3 looks, but all 3 of them can get you. Lifetime against the Giants, he is 3-0. He's never been beaten by San Francisco. Strasburg is a 5-year veteran, still just 26 years old, former first rounder in the country in 2009. And what do you say we take a look at the defense playing behind Steven Strasburg? Starting in the outfield for the Nationals from left to right, it'll be Moore, Taylor, and Harper, the best arm in right field. Desmond and Escobar on the left side of the infield. Espinosa and Robinson on the right side. Wilson Ramos, after a day off, is back in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Blanco. Blanco went 1 for 3 in the loss last night. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started at 11:24. To Gregor Blanco.
Take a look at the percentage of when he threw the fastball and what the average velocity was, and he has lost velocity as he has progressed. But when you're throwing a fastball 63% of the time, you are using it a lot.
On the ground to Robinson, and that's how this game gets started.
And you have to remember that Steven Strasburg was rebuilt with Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, it was a bit odd how the Nationals did everything they could to make sure that didn't happen, and it happened. So here's Panic. Panic took an 0 for 4 yesterday. Hitting at .312. Andy takes a strike. This is Will Little calling balls and strikes. Cuzzy, Davis, and Hirschbeck from first to third.
And with Little, you're going to see a wide zone. I think he looks for low strikes. That's his nature.
It'll pop up into center field, but Taylor's going to get there. 2 outs.
And if there's a criticism of Will Little's strike zone, he said he's a bit inconsistent on the top end of the strike zone. Sometimes you'll call him at the belt, sometimes you won't, but it's not a consistency.
So with 2 outs, here's Duffy. Duffy hitting at .289. 0 for 4 in the game last night. And he takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Duffy has never faced Strasburg before. Right now trying to reach for Buster Posey. 2 balls, no strikes. Foul back. Strasburg got in on the hands of Matt Duffy at 96. So he's been 96, a couple at 97 so far this inning.
Well, he's just country hardballing right now. That's all he's throwing is fastball. He hasn't broke out the changeup or the curveball.
Foul back and another one.
And really not a whole lot of location put on it. It's just basically, here, hit me fastball. Albeit it's coming in there at 97. It ain't exactly showing up the plate in the strike zone naked. I mean, it's got some oomph behind it. There you see the usage. 63% of the time he's going to throw that fastball. Curveball, changeup, and you don't need to concern yourself with the slider. Throwing one every 100 pitches. Not something I'm going to worry about if I'm hitting off of Strasburg.
Two pitch. Here it is to Duffy. Fouls this one. Right at the end of the Giants dugout. It remains 2-2.
And that was the first changeup he's thrown, and he'll throw the changeup at 89.
Two balls, two strikes. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Bumgarner coming out. It'll be Michael Taylor to lead it off, followed by Escobar, Harper, and then Wilson Ramos. Clint Robinson had the big home run last night. You can see what he's done in the last 17 games. We saw that guy in Miami, I think. It's Espinosa, Desmond, and Moore, and then Strasburg will hit 9.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner 6'5", 250 pounds. He's 25 years old. He's a 5-year veteran. This is what he has done in 16 starts. 8-4 with an ERA of under 3 at 2.99, 110 strikeouts and 108 walks, and over a 5-to-1 strikeout walk ratio with just 20 walks against those 110 strikeouts. When you take your at bat, you're going to see a low 3/4 release and a low 90s fastball that has natural cut movement that works its way into righties. He'll throw a slider and a curveball. He's also got a changeup and a two-seam fastball, but we haven't seen a whole lot of them this year. Lifetime against the Nationals, 2-3, but with a 2.60 ERA. Let's check out the defense playing behind him. Making his major league debut, Ryan Lawless in left field, joined by Blanco and Maxwell. That's your outfield. Maxwell with the best arm. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad on this glorious 4th of July.
Here's Michael Taylor hitting at 248. Taylor hits one to left. Lawless back at the wall. It is gone. And Taylor on the first pitch hits one out, and it's 1-0. And that's his 6th of the year.
Yeah, went up there looking for one thing and got it. And a challenge fastball. And he was just laying in the bushes for it. Beautiful swing, and Taylor definitely showing off some power. And he's got plenty of that. He's got fast hands.
Here's Escobar. Escobar lines this one to center field. Blanco back. It's off the wall, and it caroms completely away from Blanco. And for whatever reason, Escobar is standing on second. He had to have thought that that ball was out.
I mean, he just gave up 90 feet. Let's watch him leave the box. I mean, that's a trot right there. If he's going hard, he's standing at third. So 2 pitches, a home run and a double, and he should have been a triple.
So here's Harper. Look, they're going after Bum early.
Yeah, they're absolutely getting after him early.
Harper hitting .337. And the first pitch is wide, 1-0. A double. Prior to that, the home run. So Harper, Ramos, and Robinson. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just went right at him in a 1-0 count. Mano y mano. Time to unbutton your collar and let out some shaft.
Crawford really playing Harper to pull. Duffy off the line at third. Outfield straight away and deep. Driven to right. Deep and gone. Home run, double home run, and it's 3-0.
Take a look at the pitch. They set an outside target. He misses it right on the inside corner, middle thigh, and that has been the location that has torched the Giants on this road trip. And this time it's Harper taking advantage of the mistake.
So here's Ramos. Ramos hitting at .263. He did not play last night. And there's a strike, and it's 0-1.
I think it's time to start throwing some other pitches. They're all sitting on one, and that's the fastball. And they're not missing them.
And a line drive in the left field, a base hit. So that's 4 straight hits. And here's Clint Robinson.
And if Matt Williams, the skipper of the Nationals, is worried about this crowd getting into the game early, I mean, worry no more. This place has been lit up in just 4 hitters.
Robinson hit the big home run last night. And the strike, and it's 0-1. On deck is Espinoza. In the dirt. Almost at first, nobody out. And that pitch is wide. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So an early lead here for the Nationals on the 4th of July. Maxwell out into right center field. One out, and here's Espinosa. Espinosa hitting .252, 8 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Pulls this one on the ground, foul.
Another first pitch hack. I mean, they are coming off the bench and they are just throwing the bat head. Not a bad idea to just move somebody's feet. Or just try and throw at the belt inside corner and let that natural cut just try and work its way up the bat and jam a few guys. Right now they are very aggressive.
Foul back, Milligan 2.
And line drives are contagious. When you break a couple bats and jam a couple guys, all of a sudden that good feeling of euphoria that hitters get when line drives start going off, it starts to dissipate. But definitely start moving. Changing speeds, mixing your pitches up.
One and two.
Yeah, Espinosa is saying that he got hit with a pitch. And Will Little, the plate umpire, didn't hear anything, so.
Well, Matt Williams is going to have somebody look at it.
Let's take a look. I really can't tell right there. I don't doubt that it grazed his sleeve. So hang with him. Giants catch a break, but that's the pitch we're looking for. Fastball that runs in on the hands.
Bounces. Posey blocks it. 2-2.
If you heard something there, it was minute. I couldn't tell.
So it's 2-2 with Ramos at first. 1 out. Now full count. So you see Bumgarner trying to get the feel.
Well, this becomes a big pitch for him. I mean, given what has happened here, and the last thing he wants to start doing is walking people. And I'm not convinced they're going to start Ramos, the catcher at first base here, 3-1 or 3-2 with 1 out. Other guys have better speed, perhaps, but I'm not sure they're going to do that with Ramos.
Hit out to Blanco in center field. So here's Desmond. Desmond hitting at .217. 0 for 3 last night. Pitch swinging in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike.
Throw a first pitch breaking ball to a guy in the dirt and he swings at it, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to go back there at some point in the at bat. Doubtful he'll try and do it back to back. He'll try and get a second strike with a fastball inside, and then maybe in a 2-strike go back down below the belt. But he'll definitely go back down there.
0-2.
So he goes and he cuts that outside corner, and that's a pitch that if Bumgarner's getting, and he doesn't always get that with umpires, he can really exploit it.
In the dirt. Posey blocks. Posey throws. Side retired. Taylor hits a home run. Harper hits a home run. The Nationals hit 2 here in the first inning. So after 1, it's the Nationals 3 and the Giants nothing. Well, check out MLB.TV Premium. You can check it out live or on demand in True HD. Real-time highlights every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. MLB.TV. Here's Buster Posey. Buster Posey hitting at 304. Buster last night hit his 14th home run. Five for 13 lifetime against Strasburg. Those are regular season numbers. Belt and then Crawford. On the ground to second for Espinoza. 1 out.
All right, time now for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way. Last night, Buster Posey hit a home run off Gio Gonzalez. It was his 5th home run in 13 games. It broke up a 0-0 tie. This came in the 7th inning, and he took on the deep part of the yard, El Centro, and that's our Togo's Big Play the Togo's way.
Here's Belt. Belt did not play last night. He's hitting at 268. Pitch in the dirt, no swing. 2 balls, no strikes.
So plenty of snap on the curveball. Interesting to see if Wilson Ramos calls another curveball to see if he can get that curveball up and zeroed in. Nope, right back with a fastball. Early in a game when you're starting to establish your pitches, especially a curveball, you throw your first one, it's hard to throw the first one for a strike. It's easy to make an adjustment off of whatever the first one does. If you miss high or low, you make an adjustment, you correct it to get it back in the strike zone. Then you have a weapon. Then you can count on it. That's why calling it twice in a row is not a bad thing, especially early. And right now, I think Ramos senses that Strasburg's got a good fastball, and he's riding that horse.
2-2 to Belt. And a full count. That's a pretty nasty pitch that you got to take right there. It's 3-2.
Two-seam fastball. There's very, very little wind, if any, here right now. This ballpark's playing pretty small.
And Belt takes the walk.
Nice at bat. So Strasburg gets in the stretch for the first time.
So here's Crawford. Crawford at 267 with 11 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Crawford took an 0 for 3 last night. Only 8 hits in the game last night. The Nationals had 3, but 1 left the yard with a man on. The Giants had 5, 1 left the yard, but it was a solo shot. Crawford fouls it out of play. It's a fastball. It's no balls and 1 strike.
And if you're in the Giants dugout and you're watching what Strasburg's throwing right now, and you're aware that he has 3 pitches, but he's not really throwing much more than the fastball. And you come out there and do exactly what Crawford did. Look for something out over the plate and have at it.
High and wide to Crawford. Belt getting the attention of Strasburg. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Snap throw to first. Got him. Wow. So that goes 2-3.
See, getting a little froggy getting off the base paths, and with Ramos, who has an outstanding arm and not afraid to try and pick a person off. And that is something that just simply cannot happen when you're down 3 runs.
Can't happen. 1-2 pitch coming up to Crawford. And Crawford out swinging to end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Strasburg. 3-0 Nationals.
to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, on the next homestand, the Phillies are going to be in town. They'll make their visit on the weekend of July 10th. The Saturday game, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a World Champions license plate courtesy of Good Neighbor Pharmacy. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Tyler Moore, hitting at .208 with 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. To the back foot, and it's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes.
This is where he'll try and get greedy with the 2-0 count. Bumgarner thought he had a strike. That's what happens early in the game. You see a couple home runs go out, and everybody in that lineup starts thinking home run. And every time they get a little count leverage ahead, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, they're swinging for him.
3 balls and 1 strike.
So you take a strike away, you give a strike on the next pitch. Kind of evens out.
Three and 2. Strasburg and then Michael Taylor. Belt over by the Nationals dugout, but it's 4 rows back, and it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. And that's fouled on the left field line. Nice play.
And the ball girl down there picked it clean. I got this one. Yeah.
Did she turn her head or not?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. A bit.
Got him.
Sweet.
3-0 to a swinging strikeout.
That's Manly.
Here's Strasburg, who's 0 for 15. Pitch Bumgarner wanted. You could see the way he snapped back at the ball from Buster Posey.
Again, he's thinking, where is that pitch in there? And Bruce Bochy is going to totally react to what he's seen Bumgarner react to. The previous pitch right there, you see Buster Posey trying to tuck it back in.
2 balls and a strike to Strasburg. 2-2.
Strasburg does not have a hit this year. And you look at that swing and you think, well, why doesn't he? That's a pretty good hack. Oh, I see. The curveball. It's all about the curveball.
First pitch of the game for Bumgarner, and this is what happened.
Michael A. Taylor went up there looking for it, got it, and proceeded to spank it out of here.
It's always fun to watch Bumgarner work on a guy after he's hit a home run off of him. So we'll see how this goes.
He's going to try and throw fastballs by him. I mean, you know, he thinks off the fastball. I mean, that's his mentality. And that was just an overthrow, that last pitch. He's going to try and jam him with that cutter on the hands. That was a slider. Good one.
One ball and one strike.
Here comes the cutter in the hands. And he had to shake 3 times to get to that pitch. Posey first suggested a slider, then the curveball, then a fastball away. And Bumgarner wanted to go right in on the hands.
Two and two.
So inside, outside, hard stuff in, soft stuff away. Starting to get a feel for both sides of the plate. But he wants to strike this guy out bad. It's just the nature of Bumgarner.
Duffy, a half a step to his left. And that'll end the inning. When we come back, the young man, Ryan Lawless, his first big league at bat, coming up.
Giants nothing. And Cap, who is this hitting?
I don't know. I don't recognize him. It's Ryan Lawless in his first major league at bat. He's 28 years old. He's a rookie. And he takes a strike.
Generous strike. This is the 7th year of professional baseball for Lawless.
Pulls this one on the ground to Robinson. So Lawless is retired. And that'll bring up Maxwell. Lawless didn't exactly run through the minor leagues in his career to get here, but he ran through the minor leagues this year to get here.
Well, he knows every club in every league. Salem, Kaiser, Augusta, San Jose, back to Augusta, then to Richmond, San Jose, then to Fresno, then to Richmond, then to Richmond, then to San Jose, then San Jose, then Richmond, then Sacramento, and now the big ones.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell looking for a hit, the first hit for the Giants. Bumgarner on deck. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And this is over the head of Espinosa. And indeed, the first hit comes off the bat of Justin Maxwell, the former Washington National. So here's Bumgarner. Bumgarner's going to swing it, and he takes a pitch down low. He's got 2 home runs on the year. It went off the foul pole on the last homestand. Swing. You're going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, you know what he's thinking. I mean, he's not up there trying to hit a single. There'll be no hit and run plays here. He's trying to hit one in the bleachers, plain and simple.
Breaking ball, 1 and 2. Down low, no swing, 2 and 2.
The previous pitch from Strasburg. I was thinking, you know, you're calling on me. I'm not getting it. What's the deal with the strike zone today? And the problem with Will Little is, you know, he has a reputation for being a bit inconsistent. Guys know about it coming into a game, and they're looking for inconsistencies.
Bumgarner out swinging.
Baseball is, you know, it's the same for umpires as it is for players. Once you get a label on you, it's hard to get it off.
Blanco bounced out to open up the ball game. In at third is Escobar. Trying to get on the board with a big fly, falls behind, no balls and 1 strike.
Well, Strasburg's riding that fastball. I don't know why he wouldn't. The Giants have not done anything with it. They really have not squared anything up. Even the hit they had was kind of up the bat at Justin Maxwell. It wasn't a barreled line drive. And that fastball's got a little hop to it. That is something that Strasburg had lost a bit early in the season, which explains why his ERA is jacked up in the 5s. But mechanically, he has found himself, and it really has shown today with the fastball Got great life to it. I mean, he really hasn't established that he can throw the curveball over. The changeup, you know, he's thrown a couple of them, but it's just basically, here's my fastball, see what you can do with it, and they haven't been able to do much the first time through the line.
Panic would hit if Blanco extends the inning here in the third. Foul back. It's now 1-2.
And those fastballs really aren't in that great a location. I mean, they're pretty much out over the middle of the plate. But he is throwing right through the hitter. I mean, in fact, he's trying to throw the ball right through the catcher. But late movement, the velocity, I mean, those are two good weapons when you can combine the two of them. Well, you start throwing great location on, good night. And he hasn't put the great location on it yet.
Two and two on the high fastball. Maxwell with a 1-out single for the first hit for the Giants here in the third. And diving back in safely is Maxwell. Got one steal in the year. Two balls, two strikes. Outside 3-2.
And that was a changeup. He's still looking for the release point of a specialty pitch. Neither one of them has really been there for him. Change up or the curveball. So 3-2. I mean, because of what you've seen, if you're Blanco, you really could sit on a fastball until he proves with the Giants that he can throw that curveball or changeup over. Why look for anything else?
So Maxwell will take off as Robinson moves behind him, and Blanco fouls it back.
And again, there's a 96 right out over the plate.
Blanco hit a pitch like that off of Fernandez in Miami for a home run.
A long home run. Upper deck home run.
Three and two. And the walk. What was that pitch?
Well, I think he called it down. May have been off the plate a bit. But another fastball. Best defense they have against that fastball right now is just try and get as many as they can out of him and get him out of the game early. Because they are not squaring it up.
So here's Panic. Out of play down the left field line.
This will be an interesting at bat. We always talk about how well Panic thinks within a game, the adjustments that he makes based on what he sees from at bat to at bat. Hit a lazy fly ball on his first at bat. He is very knowledgeable of the strike zone, does not go down below the strike zone and chase out of the zone very often. And he defends between the belt and the letters very well.
Good speed at second and Maxwell. Two balls and one strike.
Changeup, he's just not able to rely on it. I mean, they're really pretty easy takes. And you can say the same thing for the curveball. Saw Steve McCaddy, the pitching coach for the Nationals. But, you know, he keeps throwing poor location fastballs out of the middle of the plate, and they're not doing anything with them. And that tells you just how much extra hop he's got on that fastball. I mean, 96 is 96, but they pretty much see that every day. They're not going to be impressed with that, but they are going to be impressed with late movement, and he's got that going. That's been his biggest strength.
So it's 2-2. On the ground sharply, Desmond kicks it around, and he gets the fourth play to end the inning. It'll be Escobar, Harper, and Ramos coming up.
Who pitched last night, he talked about last night's loss. He said with the way the game was going, you knew that 1 or 2 runs would win the game. It's just unfortunate the way it turned out. I've got to get better. I've got to get stronger. He pitched beautifully last night. That is our Geico quote. He definitely pitched good enough to win.
So here's Escobar. And Escobar in a check swing. Well, had to run that one out.
That's the greatest thing going. Take a look at Bryce Harper as to what he has done when he's hit his home run and what pitches and what location. He likes the ball middle away. He likes the ball middle away. It doesn't have to be up or down. I mean, he covers that area well. The reds are the fastballs. And
well, that tells me he was looking for something in off of Bumgarner.
The circle in, yeah, you're right. With all that away, I mean, he puts the guy in and he still beats him. He was looking that way.
So it may have been that Bumgarner pitched to the Scotland. One ball and no strike.
It's quite a bat he's got. Very patriotic.
Robinson would have been out so fast.
Well, I mean, it is a. I don't think it conforms to the rules, but hey, it's 4th of July.
Two balls and one strike.
Harper right away is asking if that ball was a strike. Plate umpire Will Little. I've never seen a guy have a bat like that.
Hit on the ground to Panic. John Miller, he'll be in here 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the radio side. I'll be back here in the 7th. Here's Wilson Ramos. Ramos singled in the first. Tight, 1 ball and no strikes. It was Lobaton who did the catching last night. Belt's got it on 1 hop, and that's going to end the inning. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. Giants might be leading when I come back. It's 3-0 Nationals.
That's the plan. Baseball, you can log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season. Breaking news, videos, special features, and much, much more only on csnbayarea.com. We are going to the top of the 4th inning. The Nationals are on top of the Giants by a score of 3-0. And here to tell you all about it, it's John Miller.
All right, thanks, Mike. I'm just going to provide captions and have you tell everybody all about it. How about that? Washington fans on the 4th of July holiday, with some Giants fans mixed in. Matt Duffy at the plate against Strasburg. Over the outside for a called strike. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Strasburg. Giants made Strasburg stress a little bit in that 3rd inning. He threw 22 pitches in the inning. The big spots in the order coming up here, 3, 4, 5 spots. Duffy, Posey, and Belt. But Duffy quickly in a hole, 0-2.
Man, that's really been the first called strike on a breaking ball. Yeah, that was a good one.
And he took that in the dirt.
You know, one thing about breaking balls, I mean, they don't always show up at the start of an inning, but you know, you keep throwing them later in the game, and they may come around, and that may be what's happening with Strasburg right now. Up until now, he's been pretty much out there with just the fastball.
The curve and Desmond. 1 away.
The curveball and the changeup really have been kind of non-existent. Just sort of show me pitches. When he's had to rely on the strike zone, he's had to rely on the fastball. And the fastball has not been squared up. I mean, you tip your cap to him with what he's done in 3 innings without the curveball and the changeup. He's throwing the fastball in not great locations, but they have not done much with it, and that's because of the second stage life he's got on that fastball.
Buster Posey grounded out to second his first time. He changed up there.
And that's the changeup. And all of a sudden, in the dugout, the Giants will be talking about how Strasburg is starting to establish that curveball and changeup. Once he's throwing them for strikes, you have to be aware of them, and that changes your whole game plan.
0-1 the count. And now he throws in the curveball for a called strike, and it's 0-2. It's almost like Strasburg himself, seeing what's happening, is emboldened. 0-2 to Buster Posey.
He wants to keep throwing them.
1-2.
And all of a sudden he becomes a different pitcher. He becomes a 3-pitch pitcher when he can throw those other pitches over. Whereas before, they were just up there looking for one thing, and that was the fastball.
One and two to Buster. And he pulls that one foul.
Oh, nice play, Giants fan.
Brought his glove.
That's a good thing. That was fixing to hit somebody upside the head. Hops up, bing, nice play. That was a great play.
Right to Espinosa, the second baseman. And Buster is 0 for 2. 97-mile-an-hour fastball after seeing nothing but breaking stuff or off-speed stuff from Strasburg. 2 down, nobody on. And the Nationals meet at the mound as Brandon Belt comes up. He walked his first time, then got picked off. Desmond and Ramos, the catcher, out to speak to Strasburg. Nationals had 3 runs on the board. What was it? 5 pitches into the game. 2 homers and a double high off the center field wall within the first 5 pitches thrown by Bumgarner. Second baseman Espinosa into shallow right field for Belt. And it's 0-1 on the outside. That fastball.
Yeah, that wasn't all that much fun at the start of the ball game. 5 pitches into it, down 3-0. I was looking for the remote to see what else was on.
Well, now they're wondering if Strasburg is okay. And Matt Williams is coming out, and Nationals trainer Lee Kuntz and the pitching coach Steve McCann is going to go out as well. Everybody but the president of the United States is going to the mound here for the Nationals.
Well, he's in the Oval Office watching this game right now, so I'm sure he's concerned.
Mike Rizzo, the general manager, up in his booth.
Watch him grab his side. And a little bit of a grimace right there. I mean, that's oblique country right around there. I mean, this has been the first inning that he's really found the curveball and the changeup. So, you can't say that he has bad rhythm. But if there's something that's biting upon his release as he starts to torque his body through his release and his follow through, that's only going to get tighter. And if he's got a bit of a strain in there, they're going to have to get him out. Now, this is earlier in the Posey at bat. He's kind of stretching, not feeling right, uncomfortable. It's doubtful that he wants to get out of a ball game. I mean, he's got a 3-0 lead. It's the 4th inning here. He's got 2 outs. He's cruising.
But they are going to remove him.
Wow.
Rizzo, the GM, looks on from up above.
Well, the way that he was starting to zero in his specialty pitches and the way the fastball has been untouched basically the whole game. I mean, this is a break for the Giants, and we don't wish injury on any player. in regards to this game to get into their bullpen and get Strasburg out of the game. That changes things.
So the pitching change for the Nationals. And it is Tanner Roark. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. However, an unexpected turn of events here in the fourth inning. Steven Strasburg, who allowed only one hit, and as Mike Krukow had pointed out, was able to throw his curveball and his changeup for strikes. Unlike the first three innings, all of a sudden Strasburg, who was kind of sailing along anyway, seemed that much more invincible. And right at that time, all of a sudden, he started doing some stretches, reached it to his left side in the oblique kind of area, the ribcage area, and finally they saw that. They said, we better go find out if he's okay. And apparently they did not like the answer, and they decided to take him out for, I'm assuming, precautionary reasons.
And the new pitcher now is going to be Tanner Roark. Take a look at what he has done. He was in rotation last year, and because of the 5 arms they have in the rotation, he was put in the bullpen, but he has made 6 starts. He is very capable of throwing 75 or even more pitches. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see big time sinker. It goes low to mid-90s with velocity. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. But when he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls. And he's always pitched well against the Giants.
The last time that Belt faced Tanner Roark was in the 18th inning of Game 2 of the division series last October in a 1-1 tie.
One of the few mistakes that he made to location all night long. They set the target away. He missed on the inside corner, and Belt put the Giants ahead, and they would not give back the lead. And really, what was the game that defined that series?
Roark was a starter all last year. He was 15-10 for the Nationals and a 2.85 ERA. But in the offseason, they picked up Max Scherzer. He was the big free agent capture by the Nationals. And suddenly, Roark was moved to the bullpen. So as you say, he is sort of Yusmeiro Petit-like in that regard. Petit, of course, pitched 6 innings in that playoff game, that 18-inning game. And Roark, although he was a starter last year, this year has made 6 starts. So, as you say, Mike, he should be able to go very deep into this one without too much trouble. He's been doing it at times already this year.
But it really gives you an example of just how deep the Nationals are with arms that can start. I mean, this guy'd be in the rotation. He'd be a number 2, number 3 guy with some staffs. But because they have 5 guys that, in their mind, they feel are better as starters, and that Roark has the ability to come out of the bullpen. I mean, the fact that he's got some versatility and he can come out of the bullpen, it really is what has put him there. But I mean, he is a very, very good pitcher with great stuff. Right now for our T-Mobile Game Changer, the 2014 NLDS Game 2, Pablo Sandoval double off of Drew Storen to tie the game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Mr. Posey was at the plate. The rally started with a 2-0 walk to Joe Panik off Jordan Zimmerman. Storen came into the game and gave up a single to Buster Posey. It would get tied, and it would go 18 innings. And Brandon Belt would decide it. And what a game that was. And that was definitely the coldest we have ever been in a broadcast booth in our lives.
Well, in the high altitude was probably the big problem for us.
Well, it's sea level down in the field, and we're 14,000 feet in the air.
This is more or less the view we have. Although I'm looking at it on the monitor, and that looks closer than what I'm seeing in real life, even then. So that's us up at the very top, and literally it is 14 floors above the field here at Nationals Park. There it is. We spelled it out for you.
14 stories.
Well, Roark is ready to go. And now they will talk it over. 2 down in the inning with a strike. And here we are.
Hello.
And we planted a flag when you summit. The mountain climbing tradition, Mike.
That's true.
Then you plant the flag of your home country. So
that is true. Stars and Stripes on 4th of July. We planted. We ascended the mountain.
And then we summit. We plant the flag and we pose for photos.
Hi, Mom.
Now the only problem is, how do we get down?
We haven't figured that out yet.
So here's Brandon Belt. The count is 0-1. He had taken a called strike from Strasburg. Strasburg's final pitch. Now Roark's first pitch. Belt hits a high foul off the left field line, well back out of play. 92-mile-an-hour fastball there from Roark. It looks like his name would be pronounced Roark, but he prefers Roark. 4.34 earned run average. 6 starts, 14 relief appearances for the year. And now it's 1-2 to Belt.
Well, his version of the Bible had it pronounced Noah's Oark. So he just kind of carried it over to his last name.
Right up the first base line. And Robinson takes it to the bag. And the Giants are gone in order here in the 4th inning. Robinson will be coming up against Bumgarner. Last of the 4th, 3-0 Giants. True stories. It was on the 4th of July. Starter for the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium facing the Red Sox, and there against the future Hall of Famer Wade Boggs, the strikeout, and that finished a no-hitter for Rags. He had 9 strikeouts all told, and a day to remember for Dave Righetti. And it's an easy date to remember, the anniversary of that one, because it was the 4th of July. First ball swinging against Bumgarner, and it's a base hit to center for Clint Robinson. Hit number 5 for the Nationals, the first since they opened the game with 4 straight hits against him. There's Dave Righetti. Still looks great 32 years after his no-hitter. He's longest tenured pitching coach in Major League Baseball.
16 years.
Here is Danny Espinosa. There have been a lot of outstanding Giants pitching staffs under Righetti's tutelage. His ball 1-2 Espinosa, who hit a fly ball to center his first time.
Well, I think good pitching coaches, obviously they teach, but I think the really good ones protect. And one thing that he has done really well with is keeping his players on the field.
Tim Lincecum, just as an example, is on the disabled list now. The first time in his career that's ever happened.
Same thing happened last year when Kane went on a DL. It was the first time in his career, and it was the 9th year of his big league career when he finally went on. I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to happen, but he really protects his players, and they maintain health, which allows them to do well.
That's a foul. Out of play, off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Espinosa with Desmond on deck. You going to go see the fireworks here tonight? The big national fireworks show?
Well, I think so. But I don't think I'm going to go to the mall. I think we're going to try and watch it from Alexandria. How about yourself?
I hear there'd be plenty of room at the mall. Just you and me and Kipe and about 1 million other people.
Just about 1 million.
And curve in the dirt, blocked by Buster Posey, keeps it in front of him and keeps Robinson at first base.
You're going to do a little barbecue, aren't you?
Going to head out to with some friends up in Chevy Chase for an old-timey 4th of July picnic. Backyard picnic. I guess it's a barbecue. I don't know. 2-2 the count to Espinosa. There's Crawford. The feed to Panic for 1. Not in time to first. Crawford angling back on that one to get to it. It was right up the middle.
Now Espinosa, keep in mind, he didn't have a lot of swing getting out of the box, and he runs well. It was unlikely that they were going to be able to double him up anyway. The ball just not hit hard enough. But even at that, these two guys will have a way to make it close. It helps to have a couple guys out there with good arms.
Giants infield defense has been superb. And of course, nowadays they have ways of quantifying that with the range ratings, and there are statistics where they try to determine how many runs saved by a defense. And the Giants have been right up there at the top. 1-1 to Ian Desmond, who struck out his first time.
We have not heard anything about their injury to Stephen Strasburg, nor will we until after the game. The Nationals have a club policy. They do not discuss injury or disclose injury information during a game. So there will be no in-game update for Stephen Strasburg. We're speculating that it might be an oblique.
And he got the low strike on that one. A little slider to the outside.
Problem with Will Little's strike zone is that you throw this very same pitch, you may not get it.
The strike zone has been all over the place. and not always repeated. Here's Bumgarner again, too high with that fastball. Espinosa, the runner at first, has only a couple of steals this year. Other than Denard Span and Michael Taylor, the Nationals don't have a lot of guys who would even attempt to steal bases. Did he swing? Well, the Jets don't ask for an appeal, so it's 2-2.
Oh, let's take a look. Did he go? Yeah, absolutely. That could have been called.
Worth appealing it anyway. I don't know what Phil Cuzzy would have said, the first base umpire. 2-2, and now Espinosa back to first. Giants down 3-0 here in the fourth inning. They've had only one hit in the game. They had one run and 5 hits in last night's game, losing 2-1. And curveball is off the outside. Now it's a full count to Ian Desmond. Count has gone from 0-2 to 3-2. There is Moore on deck, Tyler Moore. So Espinosa, you think he's running here? 3-2?
Yes.
Bumgarner looks at it. And he does not go, and that's strike 3 call.
Now take a look at Steven Strasburg in the fourth inning. Throws this one, kind of stretches his side, and then after the last pitch that he would throw, he does indeed grab the side, and they're not going to mess around with an oblique, not with one of their horses. So Steve McCaddy saying get Roark up, and Strasburg had to leave the ball game.
Tyler Moore, and it's ball 1. With the Nationals, their rotation coming into the year, Max Scherzer, who has just been spectacular for the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman, who's been a top pitcher in the league for a while. Doug Fister, both in the National League and the American leagues. He's been excellent. Gio Gonzalez, the veteran. And that's Jordan Zimmerman, is the right-hander I was talking about, who will go here tomorrow night, by the way, for the National League, or for the Nationals. That left Tanner Roark out of the mix. But all has not gone according to plan so far. Fister's been out for quite a bit of time with injury. Strasburg was out for a while. And Strasburg in particular was very ineffective before he went into the disabled list. His earned run average was 6.55. He was getting lit up time after time.
Now he's corrected the mechanical problems. That's why when a guy has some physical problems when he's throwing in a good mechanical groove, that is major concern for a pitching coach and a manager.
Espinosa back to the bag. Tony Tarasco, the first base coach, keeping an eye on him. It's a great day right now in Washington. It was raining when the Giants left the ballpark last night and through most of the evening and into the morning. The tarp was covering the field when we arrived at the ballpark this morning. But the tarp was removed at about 10:30 or so, and the game was started with about a 19-minute delay from the scheduled starting time. Now the curve is off the outside. And there was a little controversy, I think, at least from the Giants' point of view, about that starting time. It was announced at an 11:20 starting time. But then 5 minutes before 11, Madison Bumgarner was out warming up in the Giants' bullpen. Strasburg had not even gone down to the Nationals' bullpen yet. That's a foul, 2-2. And I wondered at the time, Mike, did the Giants get that word about the Nationals' proposed new starting time? Bumgarner was out there very early. It's odd to see the visiting pitcher out earlier than the home pitcher. But then when the game was supposed to be starting, Strasburg was still out in the bullpen warming up for the Nationals.
And there was a long time from the time Madison Bumgarner left his bullpen to get to the dugout. And then when Bumgarner finally did get to the bottom of the first inning, within 5 pitches, he was down 3-0.
That ball is hit well. Down the line, hooking. It is a foul ball. Home run distance from Tyler Moore, but fouled. First pitch of the game was hit for a home run by Michael Taylor. The second pitch was hit a screamer off the top of the center field wall to the deepest part of the yard for a double by Escobar. And then Harper on the 5th pitch of the day hit a line drive home run into the right field bullpen. Is a Giants fan. Caught that one. That foul ball home run. Two and two the count. That curveball left center field into the gap, up against the wall. Espinosa's going to be waved home. The relay to Crawford. The throw home, cut off by Belt. 4-0 Washington. With the pitcher coming up next.
Now that hurts right there. And he does it with the 2-strike count. It's a little bit of hang time out over the plate. And Moore sees it well, waits well, and finds a gap in left center. And this is where they catch a break. The ball stays in the ballpark. It does not hop over the wall. And with 2 outs, Espinosa with good speed, had a good jump, and an easy score.
Fourteenth RBI of the year for for Moore. Now Roark, but this one is caught by Ryan Lawless, and the inning is over. On to the 5th inning. Brandon Crawford and then Lawless coming up. The Giants are down 4-0.
Hour at AT&T Park, presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. And you can join us at the pregame happy hour featuring live music and entertainment from Resurrection, a Journey cover band. Special event ticket will include access to the party, a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink, and a ticket to the Giants-Phillies game. You want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So now the Giants to the plate here in the 5th inning. They're down 4-0. As Brandon Crawford comes up and
he's feeling it. Oh, yeah.
What is it exactly that he's feeling, you think?
Patriotism.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. I have to believe that he looks forward to the 4th of July.
Well, he's got the outfit for it. There's ball one to Brandon Crawford, who struck out his first time. Well, we hope you're having a wonderful 4th of July weekend as Crawford hits the bouncer over to Robinson. Robinson to the bag, one away. And Ryan Lawless will come up. He'll be heading out later on. It's a very early start for a ball game back in California. What a game starting after 8 o'clock in the morning, soon after 8 a.m. I remember as a kid, we'd be at some park and we'd have a ball game going, or the cookout and whatnot, and we'd have the Giants game on the radio. Well, we did all of that. That's an awfully early barbecue. You have the radio on at the park, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
That's not right.
Ryan Lawless, he was hitting .358 in the minor leagues. Spent time in 3 different levels in the Giants minor league system this year: San Jose, Richmond, and Sacramento. Desmond, what a play.
I mean, that's the big leagues right there. I mean, I'm not saying they're not making that at minor league level or college level, but they just make it so consistently. And I think the shortstop position at the big league level really is defined by what a guy does when he moves to his right. It's a nice play, and Desmond makes it look easy.
Desmond, who's had a poor season defensively, but you wouldn't know it from that play. And there's strike one called to Maxwell. He has had the Giants' only hit, a soft liner over the head of the second baseman into the outfield back in the 3rd inning against Strasburg, the former National. And it's a ball and a strike facing the reliever, Tanner Roark here. We're in the 5th inning, 4-0. The Nationals lead the Giants. Tomorrow's game, by the way, Mike and I will have it on the radio for you. We'll have no local television at the game, and it will be a 5:05 Pacific time start with Vogelsong up against Jordan Zimmerman. And then back home, Giants open a series with the New York Mets on Monday night at AT&T Park.
Heads up.
2-2.
Oh, yeah. Not only did I catch it, but I'm going to tell you how I did it again. And I wish I'd have brought my glove.
And there's another souvenir into the crowd. 2-2. Well, they could show the video when they say, "Hey, how'd you break that finger?"
Well, I left my glove in the car.
Puts him away. That's all for Maxwell. That's 4 in a row retired by Roark. Top of the order coming up for the Nationals against Bumgarner in the 5th, including Bryce Harper coming up 3rd on the 4th of July.
Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, the 6th and 7th of July, both 7:15 games. The 8th is a 12:45 day start. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
Michael Taylor, who hit the first pitch of the day for a home run against Bumgarner. First ball swinging here, right center, Maxwell. Taylor is gone. He's now 1 for 3. And now Yunel Escobar. President Calvin Coolidge, baseball is our national game. He was one of the early presidential first pitch opening day throwers. Which became a tradition here in Washington. Opening day for the baseball season. The president, whoever it was at the time, would come over to the ballpark and throw out the first pitch. That was in the old Griffith Stadium. In those days, the Griffith family owned the Washington Senators, who at one time were also called the Washington Nationals. And the Montreal Expos were moved here in 2005 into Washington. And they took on the name Washington Nationals, which was an historic name associated with Major League Baseball here in D.C. from many decades before. Escobar with a bloop toward Panic, and 2 men gone.
Well, they were having a contest as to what they should name the team, and I thought it was pretty cool. And some of the suggestions I thought were fantastic. But my favorite was the Washington Marthas. I mean, that's a good one.
Good in what was it that you liked about that?
Well, today the Giants will be hosting the Marthas. Well, you know, she was famous.
How about the Washington Georges?
That works for me.
Bryce Harper, he ripped a line drive home run into the Giants, or to the Nationals bullpen in right field. This is a foul back out of play. Left the bat at 107 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was just a long line drive. It didn't take a lot of time to get to the bullpen. Not often do you see a top spin line drive go out of the ballpark, and it gives you an idea how strong he is.
25 home runs now for Bryce Harper. 22 years old. He's still, with all that he's accomplished and as long as he's been around, still one of the youngest players in the league. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to him now. He finally this year faced a pitcher that was younger than him. Only time that's ever happened since he arrived in the big leagues. And it was just the one time. There are not many guys who are younger than 22 years old in the big leagues. 2-1. But he's hitting for average. Got a .339 batting average for power. 25 home runs. And how about his on-base percentage, which is .467. Tied for second in the league in home runs. And only Paul Goldschmidt of Arizona has a higher on-base percentage than Bryce Harper. Harper backing away for a moment. Right now he's on pace. This is the end of the first half for the Nationals. This is their 81st game. So it's easy for us to project he's on pace for 50 home runs for the year. And he's also on pace for 120 walks. The question will be, can he stay healthy for the second half? He's had injuries that have cut short seasons ever since he arrived in the big leagues.
I'm not happy about that walk.
By the way, George Washington was leading in the president's race today on the 4th of July. Over Teddy Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, Calvin Coolidge, and Abraham Lincoln. And who else would win the president's race on the 4th of July here in Washington?
The father of our country. Fitting.
And the father of our country, after whom they could have named this team.
The Washington Georges.
Or after his beautiful wife, Martha.
The Fighting Marthas from Washington.
0-1 the count to Wilson Ramos. He is singled and grounded out. Bryce Harper, the runner at first. That's a ball and a strike. That walk was the first allowed by Bumgarner.
I mean, pitch count wise, you'd like to be 75 pitches or less at the end of the 5th inning. So with 2 outs here, and he's not that far off of where he should be pitch count, that's not really an issue.
Brandon Crawford. And he throws out the slow-moving Ramos at first. Harper stranded. On to the 6th inning. Bumgarner, due up. Then the top of the order, Blanco and Paddock, and the Giants here in Washington on the 4th of July, trailing 4-0. Be in town. That'll be our next telecast. Pre-game live starting at 6:30 here on CSN Bay Area. The Giants and the Mets, and that game we'll see Chris Heston back of the mound facing the team against which he pitched a no-hitter in New York. So that'll be Monday night. The Giants and the Mets. Catch complete pre and post game coverage. Giants insider Alex Pavlovich at CSNBayArea.com. CSN Bay Area, home of the authentic Giants fan. Bumgarner takes a called strike from Roark with Blanco on deck. Giants have only 1 hit so far against the combination of Strasburg and Roark. Bumgarner was struck out by Strasburg in the 3rd. 0-2.
Good breaking ball right there from Roark.
And the high fastball, and Bumgarner couldn't get it. Out number 1. Second strikeout for Roark. And we go to the top of the order for Gregor Blanco. Last night the Dodgers were beaten by the Mets. Mets are in LA right now, and that was a game started by Clayton Kershaw. And the Mets were able to get the best of him. Noah Syndergaard, the young right-hander, was up against Kershaw. When the two of them went out of the game, it was 1-1. Here's the bunt, but it's fouled by Blanco, who has grounded out and walked in this game. But the Mets finally won that game against the Dodger bullpen in the 9th inning, 2-1. And Familia got to save. Familia's having a great year as the closer for the Mets in the first half of the season. The question for the Mets has been not about their pitching. They seem to have excellent pitching. It's just been about their offense. So they've been woeful the last couple of weeks, averaging less than 2 runs a game. 1-1 the count. And how about the Dodgers with Kershaw. Kershaw is below 500, and he's the ace of that stat. Remember, he only lost 3 times last year. But the Dodgers have a losing record when he's been pitching this year.
Yeah, that is news. I mean, Los Angeles is so used to when he goes out there being win day. That when it doesn't happen, it's not. It's almost like you're losing 2 times in one day because you don't get the win, you get a loss.
And it's not as though he's pitching poorly. He certainly could have won that game last night. 7 innings, only allowed 1 run. Suddenly, that very high fastball called a strike.
Well, it is frustrating when you get an inconsistent strike zone, especially when you're down the game. Take a look at this. Is what Bruce Bochy saw. Pitch coming just under the letters. And you also know, in watching from the side, if you're Bochy, that it hasn't been called a strike all day. And when you get something called that hasn't been called and it's the 6th inning, you're upset by, especially in a payoff pitch.
So 2 down, nobody on. Joe Paddock is flied out to shallow center, hit into a force play. Paddock has not been on base in this series. And Paddock hitting in front of the big RBI guys. He's been on base all the time. Back out of play. 1-2 the count. Two down, nobody on. And he lays off that sharp, hard breaking ball. 2-2.
That's the pitch right there that really separates Roark from other sinker ballers. I mean, that's a good curveball with big tilt, and it's quick. And that's a strikeout pitch. Guys that put the ball on the ground, sinker ballers, they're usually sinker slider guys, and their strikeout walk ratio is 1-to-1.
There is Espinosa. Roark is making it look easy. He's retired 7 in a row since coming on for Strasburg.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
The score is not a Giants kind of a score right now. as they trail 4-0 on this 4th of July early start in Washington. Madison Bumgarner, right away the Nationals lit into him and had 3 runs on the board 5 pitches into his day. They added a run in the 4th inning and lead 4-0. The Giants have only 1 hit for their part. Bumgarner catches the outside with a strike against Clint Robinson, who has flied out to right center and singled. And sure enough, his single in the 4th inning was the start of a rally. He ended up being forced out by Espinosa, and then with 2 down, Moore doubled home Espinosa. So the count is 2-1. I always thought the guy who actually got on base should get credit for the run scored. He's the one who got on base.
Yeah.
The other guy made an out, but he gets credit for something positive if he scores the run. That's all I had to say about that, Mike.
Well, now you're going to write a sequel to your book, right? That would be in there.
Yeah.
Did you have fun writing that book?
If I could find just another couple hundred pages after that, then I'm definitely going to write it.
For you, I don't worry about that at all.
So I only have so far the first 3 or 4 lines of the first chapter.
No.
That's a ball out of play, 3-2.
Was that fun doing that?
No, it's too hard. Too hard doing a book. Besides, I didn't want to do a baseball book anyway. I wanted to do a murder mystery, you know, or a spy novel, or something like that.
With set in the world of baseball?
No. Although I did have an idea about a relief pitcher who actually could be maybe a secret agent or a police detective, something like that.
Yeah? Like a retired guy or what?
Well, say like Affel.
I mean, while he's playing, he could be an agent.
Yeah. Or he could be a police detective. He's not going to pitch maybe till the 7th inning or so, right? He's got all day up until then. He could be out looking for clues and interviewing people. Working the case, you know. That would be a good title for the book, though. Affel. Left-handed reliever, police detective.
Secret agent.
Affel. SF Giants, SFPD.
That one I like.
Down the right field line, that's a fair ball. And Robinson, he's wearing out the Giants now after his home run last night was the winning hit. And he's got his 2nd straight hit against the left-hander Bumgarner. And they have not been playing him much against left-handers. Maybe this will change Matt Williams' mind.
Take a look at the location. I mean, he's a middle-end guy, and it just has really been the theme song of this entire road trip. First, it was Justin Bohr in Miami. Now it's Clint Robinson. And they cover that area down and in, or actually, I should say, above the knee, mid-thigh and in. They set that target away. They made the mistake in, and he just scorches it. Doesn't matter what speed you run in there. That's his spot. Yusmeiro Petit starting to get heated up. I feel like today it'll take him 10 throws to establish a fastball. He'll be good to go.
Espinosa, runner at second, nobody out. Espinosa has flied out to center and grounded into a force play. Dwayne Kuiper will be back over from the radio booth come the 7th inning. Bumgarner's allowed 7 hits now. Off of Duffy to Crawford, and then Bell was not in the bag. Bell thought the throw was going to go to second and never got to the bag. Unbelievable. Well, they had the runner off second, and I guess Bell thought he was projecting that that's where the throw would go.
He's shaking his head. I mean, his instinct should have been back to the bag as this thing caroms off. Crawford had the play right in front of him. It looked to me like he had a little lane to get to second base, but Belt just simply freezes on the play. And he never gets back to the bag, and it winds up being a base hit for Espinosa.
Well, and I don't know where Belt thought he should go other than just going to the bag, unless he didn't have time to back up a throw to second base. Just go to first base.
He just assumed it was going to go to second. And as we know, assumption is the mother of all screw-ups.
Bruce Bochy's coming out now with Ian Desmond due up, and that may be the day for Madison Bumgarner. Ball was really hit hard by Espinosa. Giants seemed to get a break when it ricocheted off of Duffy over to Crawford. So that's all for Bumgarner on the 4th of July. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Petit coming in. By AT&T. And have you heard about Pens on the Fence? Well, it will be part of the social media night. There's a special event package including a ticket to see the Giants and the Phillies, and then your very own Pens on the Fence doll. To receive the Pens on the Fence doll, you have to purchase the special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Which one is the Pens on the Fence doll? The one on the left or the one on the right?
Hard to tell.
It's like freaky hard to tell. The Pence on the Fence doll looks like Hunter Pence's mini-me.
The pitcher now for the Giants will be Yusmeiro Petit, coming in for the 22nd time, 1-1 with a 4.11 ERA. 51 base runners allowed in 46 innings. That's excellent. It's a good whip. When you face Petit, you're going to see a high 80s fastball, but with impeccable command of the corners. He's got a good tilt on the slider. He'll give you a changeup and a curveball.
One ball and no strikes to Ian Desmond. Desmond has struck out twice in this game. Once looking against Bumgarner. It's a foul out of play. One ball and one strike.
Yeah, the last time that Yusmeiro Petit pitched in this ballpark, I mean, he really was a remarkable contributor to the 18-inning win. He threw 6 innings of relief. He had a quality start out of the bullpen.
Tim Hudson went 7 1/3 as the starter, and then later on, Petit 6 out of the bullpen. He was the winning pitcher in that game. Pitched innings 12 through 17. 2-1 the count.
He said in the offseason that he gathered all the family around and they watched him pitch those 6 innings. He said it was wonderful. Just watch the whole thing. He said every pitch.
Well, one of the great relief performances in the history of postseason baseball. Off the right field line, back out of play. 2-2. Let's go back to game 2.
I mean, he just stayed on the corners all night long. A little cut, little two-seam fastball. just inside, outside, outside, inside. And with guys that have lots of power, he just never gave them any mistakes to end the game on, because he was basically pitching the bottom half of an extra inning ball game where one run would send everybody home.
This is a pop-up foul. Posey all the way back, runs out of room just over the screen.
That was such a remarkable night, a remarkable game. The Giants are just handcuffed through the first 9 innings, or 8 2/3, by Jordan Zimmerman. He was just dominant. And then Matt Williams had decided to go into the bullpen, bring in Matt Storen. Buster Posey ties it up, and here we go into 18 innings.
Petit allowed only 1 hit in those 6 innings against the Nationals, with 7 strikeouts. Blocked by Buster. The runners had to hold. He had a 3-inning performance, no runs, 1 hit in the League Championship Series against the Cardinals. And he had another long outing against the Kansas City Royals. And I think that was in a critical game for the Giants. Were down 2-1. Remember, they fell behind 4-1 in that game. And then they mounted a comeback. And Petit went 3 1/3 innings in relief and ended up getting the win that tied up that series, the World Series, at 2 games apiece. There's one. Crawford back to first. Not in time. It was amazing with Desmond's speed that they made it that close. The ball was not hit very hard. Over to third goes Robinson with 1 out. But in that postseason, which will always be remembered as the Bumgarner postseason, there was 1 win in each one of those series. Here in Washington, Game 2, in the League Championship Series against the Cardinals, and the World Series against Kansas. He got a win in all of those with long, outstanding performances. Never allowed a run in any of those 3 games. Ultimately, in the blowout, Game 6 of the World Series, he seemed to have run out of steam, and the Kansas City Royals put some runs on the board against him in that, what was it, 11-0 Game 6 final. And that was it. Right along the third base line by Tyler Moore. Robinson scores. Desmond's going to be waved home by Henley, and he'll score. A 2-run double for Moore. He's got 3 RBIs in this game. And now they're starting to break it open. It is 6-0 Washington.
Now Tyler Moore has really been the guy who's come up with the 2 big hits after the first inning. He did it in the 4th inning in a 2-strike, 2-out scenario. Here, just drops his head on a fastball down and in at the knees. Not a whole lot Duffy can do, and once it gets down the corners, an easy score for everybody.
So now Tanner Roark up for the 2nd time. He hit a ball out into left center that was caught by Lamas in the 4th inning. So he is 0 for 1. 6-0. All of the runs are charged to the record of Madison Bumgarner. Maxwell in right. Tagging up at second is Moore. And Maxwell's got a strong arm. And Moore just bluffed toward third. That's out number 2. Here's the leadoff man, Taylor. Taylor hit the first pitch of the afternoon for a home run. Actually, it was the first pitch of the morning when this game started. Facing Petit now. Taylor has grounded out and flied out in his subsequent plate appearances. Runner at second, 2 down. And back out of play. Nationals with 3 runs in the first, another in the 4th, knocked in by Moore. and 2 knocked in by Moore here in the 6th. That will go back out of play. 1-2 the count. Some other games have started now in the Eastern time zone. A lot of night games as teams will play the game and then shoot off the fireworks. The Yankees are hosting Tampa Bay, leading 1-0 in the first inning at Yankee Stadium. Detroit with 3 in the first, hosting Toronto at Comerica Park in Detroit. Still batting. And it's 1-2. Baltimore will be at the White Sox for the day game. And out in California, Seattle will be at Oakland. They had the fireworks last night in Oakland. And Fenway Park, the Astros and the Red Sox will face off. They'll be starting in just a few minutes up there. Well thrown by Petit. And the inning is over, but 2 more runs. Duffy, Posey, Belt coming up. Dwayne Kuiper will return from the radio side.
Toyota dealer. For the Giants, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. The Nationals 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Madison Bumgarner gave up 6 earnings in 5 innings pitched. Steven Strasburg had to lead the ball game with a 3-run lead in the 4th. And the Nationals 3 hits in the first 5 pitches of the game. Home run, double home run. Gave them a 3-0 lead. They have added to it. It is 6-0 Nationals. Top of the 7th inning. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, and here's Matt Duffy. I think these 11 o'clock games just flat out stink.
Well, the Giants have not fared well. They've had a couple of them on this trip.
Well, the last time we were here, maybe it was a couple of years ago, we had one of these, and I think it was 2012.
Well, I guess the one we had in Miami was a 12 o'clock game.
Hey, our fans are hanging in there.
Well, and they will not leave early.
That's what they do. 0-2 to Duffy. As hard as I tried over on the radio side working alone,
yeah,
I could not convince our fans that the Giants were leading.
Well, it's hard to do.
Hit on the ground softly to Espinoza. Duffy is retired.
You know, when you don't score runs as an offense and it's a warm day, I mean, you look tired. And when you get 1 hit, as they've got today, the Nationals pitching has made the offense look like it is fatigued. It'll be interesting to see who plays tomorrow night. Some guys do need a day off.
Here's Buster Posey, who takes a strikeout. For some of the younger guys, I'm sure that a week from Monday is not going to come soon enough.
Yeah.
But that's. Posey fouls it out of play. That's just the way it is. It's a long season. It's a grind.
But that is one of the concerns you have for Matt Duffy and Joe Panik playing every day at the big league level. And it's not so much here in July, but it is an issue when you get into August and September. I mean, it is a long haul.
And Posey's got a base hit. That's the beauty of Andrew Susac, where it's going to get hot, and he's going to get some rest, and Buster Posey's going to get some rest. First hit for the Giants since the third inning, and only the second hit in the game for them.
And for the first time today, Tanner Roark is going to get in the stretch position.
Quite a comeback on the 4th of July. That's the story I'm going with.
Giants down 6 runs. It all started with a 1-out single.
1 ball and no strikes. Crawford to follow. And Belt tardy. Even the count. Sitting there over on the radio side, and we try to come up with some topics. And I was doing the math on Matt Harvey's pitching today for the Mets against the Dodgers. Syndergaard pitched yesterday, and we've seen those guys, and they're fun to watch. So here's the pitch to Belt, and Belt fouls it out of play. So you start doing the math, right? All right, we're not going to see Harvey.
Nope.
But Syndergaard we will.
No, they're a 6-man rotation.
And then will you just let me finish?
Oh, sorry.
So then I'm over there, and I'd already spieled about Syndergaard, and then I realized, wasn't quite as quick as you are, that it is indeed a 6-man rotation.
Oh, we are quick, as John pointed it out. We had the same conversation.
Belt down the left field line, and it's going to shoot past Moore. Buster Posey is going to stop at third, and Belt's got a double.
Now, when he starts to go the opposite way, that's when good things start to happen. I mean, he hasn't had a bad road trip. Belt coming into today's ball game in the road trip, a 4 for 11, hitting 364. But this is the key. And that's not a hanger either. That's 2-seam movement running away from him. And the only way you beat that is to go the other way. Let the ball travel, let it get in deep, and shoot it down the left field side.
So here's Crawford now. Giants have an opportunity to get on the board a couple of times.
But the Mets are going to see DeGrom. That's on day 3, Wednesday. Or the Giants are going to see Jacob DeGrom.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Crawford on this road trip has really struggled. 2 for 17. And he had a good swing coming into it.
No balls and 1 strike. And this is skied into center field. We'll see what Buster Posey's going to do. He's going to tag. And the throw home is going to be late. So Posey scores. Giants are on the board. Crawford will take Posey out to dinner later on tonight. It's 6-1.
And that's a bit of a gamble, too, from Roberto Kelly's standpoint, because Michael Taylor out in center field, I mean, he's got a real good arm, and it's an accurate arm. And in this thing, if Ramos, the catcher, is able to hang on to it, that'd have been a close one.
You know what? I don't blame Roberto. Try something. Enough is enough.
That's just a great throw. Wow.
So here's Ryan Lawless. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And Ramos just never really watched it into the glove. Slaps Posey in the back of the helmet. Hey, they're on the board.
Into center field, but right there is Taylor. And that's going to end the inning. So Lottis lines out. Giants are indeed on the board as they pick up a run off of Roark on the single and the double by Belt, and then the sacrifice fly by Brandon Crawford. It is a glorious day here in our nation's capital. As you would expect, a sellout crowd. And we're going to be entertained here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we honor
With God
our
Bless America.
great country with a performance of God Bless America. Performing today, the United States Army Chorus Quartet.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Area. (6-1) Nationals. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning here on the 4th of July from Washington, D.C., and it has been all Nationals.
And it'll be Escobar to lead things off. Escobar is 1 for 3. Check swing foul, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Giants after the All-Star break will have Nori Aoki coming back. They'll have Hunter Pence coming back. pitch down low.
Yeah, they got some arms coming back too. Tim Hudson, Tim Lincecum.
But the Nationals have some guys coming back as well.
It should be a very interesting second half of the season, because I think you could say that about a lot of teams in baseball. A lot of injuries early in the season.
Driven into left field for a base hit. And that'll bring up Bryce Harper. Jordan Zimmerman coming back, or maybe Ryan Zimmerman coming back.
Yeah, he's had plantar fasciitis. Really a bad bout with it.
Harper lines this one foul. Also, Anthony Rendon, he'll be back. He's a good player.
Oh, he was an argument that he could have been the MVP of this Nationals team last year. Jason Worth still on the shelf.
And those are three important bats.
Wow.
So you know what the Nationals are doing right now? They're winning with their starting pitching. And this guy, Harper. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Lots going to happen in baseball here these next several weeks as we get closer to the trade deadline, July 31st. And there are still teams that are undecided as to whether or not they're buyers or sellers.
2-2.
Change up from Petit. But teams have definitely had enough time to evaluate their team, their farm system, and if there are some areas of weakness, they will know which way to try and resolve them as they get into the trade market close to the deadline. I always thought this is a pretty exciting time of year. He thought he had it.
3-2. We'll see what Escobar does. Gets this one into the gap. And it's going to bounce and flatten out and roll up against the wall. Escobar is going to hold up. So Harper with a double. That's his second hit, and that'll bring up Wilson Ramos.
Just a challenge fastball on a 3-2 count, and he was looking for something out over the plate. And he doesn't really get a lot of this one. It's out towards the end of the bat, but he really splits the gap in right center, completely away from the defense. Nobody has a chance for this one on an easy 2-bagger.
Ramos is 1 for 3. And he shoots this one to the backstop, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Nobody out. 11 hits now for the Nationals.
Pick off attempt from the center fielder. That's not something you see every day. see Gregor Blanco just kind of coming out of nowhere. This is something that had to have been talked about at some point in time. Both Blanco and Petit from Venezuela.
Sneak attack?
A sneak attack from center field.
I didn't see it coming.
I think Jerry Davis, the second base umpire, told Harper to get back.
And that's foul back. It's 0-2.
All right, take a look at Petit. He sees Blanco. All right, the timing on it could be a little bit of a zing. See, he could have been positioned the other way with his chest towards first base, which would have cocked his shoulders and he'd have a little more on the ball. But I like the idea.
It remains no balls and 2 strikes. Well, what Blanco saw was Harper engaged in a conversation with Crawford.
It would have been the best pickoff in the last decade.
Yeah.
Easily. I don't even think it's in the Giants playbook.
It is not, I'm sure. Panic is going to put this one away. And now to bring up Robinson.
I mean, we tried that one time in Pony League with bases loaded. Our pitcher threw it over our shortstop's head out to center field, or the center fielder's head out to center field, and it cleared the bases. Which, I mean, if you looked at the replay of that, the corner outfielders were not backing that play up.
Of course not.
They were kind of watching it like we were.
They got picked off. What are you talking about? Espinosa's going to hit with the bases loaded. Robinson's getting the Justin Bohr treatment here. He get a home run yet? Oh, they play tonight.
Yeah, they play in Chicago tonight. You can see he had to kind of jump for it. The throw was a bit high, but Justin Maxwell on the back's going, what? And then you can see over in left field that Ryan Lawless, he wasn't moving to back it up either.
Well, so you can also hear the coach in the background yelling, get back. So here's Espinosa. 1 out. Espinosa's 1 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
That's the side of the plate that just has been a coin toss all day long. There's been no consistency with how that pitch has been called.
No balls and 1 strike. And that pitch very high to even the count. Espinosa scored a run in the 4th when he reached on a fielder's choice.
Nationals have 3 switch hitters on their team, of which Espinosa is one, Lobaton, and our old pal Emmanuel Burris.
Two and two as Petit hits the outside corner. That's what Petit did so well in that playoff game last year. We were only allowed 1 hit in 6 innings. As his control was impeccable. When you think about what he did, Mike, in 6 innings, but think about the Nationals. They had the winning run at the plate for 10 innings.
Yeah. I mean,
1 swing of the bat, that's it.
It's over. And they were all trying to do it. And he kept turning back the Giant. 1 by 1. They only gave up for 1 hit. 7 strikeouts. So he'll always have good memories about this ballpark.
I suppose he's trying to help Petit work through this at bat. It's 3 and 2.
Get the bullpen going. Getty going to come out. I mean, pitch count wise, 37. He's got probably 60 pitches in his arm because of what he has done in the past. I mean, he's just conditioned himself for that. But it is hot down there.
So this will be Desmond. It's now 7-1 Nationals.
Machi starting to heat up.
So here's Desmond. Desmond, an RBI opportunity here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Desmond 0 for 3. Out of play, so Petit jumps out in front of Desmond. Is a little bit to that fastball. It's 0-2. Hit to right. Maxwell's coming in. Harper's tagging. Here's the throw home. It's cut off. So Desmond will have a sacrifice fly. And Robinson moves from 2nd to 3rd.
All right, time now for our Ford Right choice, and we think that Tyler Moore, who has been in the 8th spot of the lineup, has come up with a couple of big swings of the bat today. He had an RBI double in the 4th inning, and then he comes up again in the 6th inning with a couple on, and proceeds to hit another double and knock in 2 more. So a couple doubles, 3 RBIs in the day. He is our Ford Right choice.
So here's Tyler Moore with 2 outs and 2 on. And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Somewhere
high.
Yeah, I think that was a pitch we've seen called a strike today 8 or 9 times.
Roark is on deck. We are in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think the last pitch was better now.
It was pitch number 42 from Petit, who came in with nobody out in the 6th inning. And a strike, so it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Be the 30th pitch coming up this inning. And it's foul off the end of the bat.
And that's what gets you when you're in the heat and humidity. You get into a long inning, you really become vulnerable when you get up past 25 pitches. This will be the last inning of work for Petit.
Into left center field. That's going to fall. So coming in to score is Robinson. 3 hits on the afternoon for Tyler Moore. And the pitcher is going to be Tanner Roark. Takes a strike. He lined out to left in the 4th, and then he hit a fly ball to right in the 6th. So Roark's a pretty good hitter. He's going to give you a battle at the plate. But he tries to hit that outside corner, and he misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. A long afternoon here at the yard for the Giants, not so much for the Nationals. Thank you very much. 1-2.
Well, in the previous 4 days of this road trip, I mean, they've been in every game, and that's what's frustrating about this one is they have not really been in this game. 5 pitches into this ball game, the Nationals were winning 3-0. First pitch home run, first pitch double, 5th pitch home run, 3-0, and they have not looked backwards.
One and 2. Blanco in center field. And that will end the inning. 8th inning coming up. 9-1 Nationals. Giants post-game live, highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. (9-1) Washington as we head to the top of the 8th inning. And Justin Maxwell is going to face Tanner Roark, who came in for the injured Steven Strasburg in the 4th inning. And Roark has pitched extremely well. Adrianza is grabbed a bat. He's on deck. So here's Maxwell, who's 1 for 2. And there's a fastball for a strike at the knees. And the 0-1 delivery to Maxwell is another strike, and it's 0-2. And if you're Roark, I mean, what do you need to do here? You just need to throw strikes.
Well, Maxwell not happy with the strike zone right now. And we have not seen Justin Maxwell argue with an umpire all year. But he is very upset about how the first 2 pitches of this at-bat have gone.
And he takes a pretty good hack that stays 0-2.
Well, that's the second pitch that was called up, and you know what happens when you have an inconsistency. Guy starts talking about the first, second, 2 or 3 innings, and then all of a sudden you get down big in a game, and the frustration level rises, and then you just lose patience with it.
Well, plus, look, it's 9-1. Giants are frustrated as it is.
And Will Little's, his strike zone has been inconsistent, but he's been inconsistent for both teams. Not like it has been completely one-sided and all the calls have gone against the Giants. That has not been the case.
Slowly hit. Desmond's going to throw out his old teammate. 1 out.
Desmond has really played a nice shortstop in this series.
Yes, he has. So here's Adrianza. For the Giants, it'll be Gene Machi who will come in. Adrianza lines it to right. Harper's looking up, and it's off the bottom of the wall. And Adrianza is going to go into second with the double. Adrianza sat around all day, and he said, you know, if I get up there, I'm going to take a whack at that first pitch if it's a good one.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He jumped on it. Let's take a look at the location. Down and in. Good balance. He's always been a good low ball hitter, especially from the left side. That's where his power is. That ball got over Bryce Harper's head in a hurry.
Into the bag a little late.
Yeah, watch that foot.
Here's Blanco, who takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Way to pop an ankle. Giants don't need any more injuries on this road trip.
They do not. High to Blanco. To Roark. Next pitch would be number 52. Nobody up in the Nationals bullpen. Machi the only one throwing in the Giants pen. Blanco foul down the left field line and out of play. Sellout today, over 40,000. 41,000 last night. Hammered into the gap. Blanco's got a base hit. Adrianza's going to score. So Blanco with a double. So back-to-back doubles here in the 8th inning. And that may get some bullpen activity. With Panic coming up. Yeah, so that extends his hitting streak to 11.
Well, and a nice opposite field gapper too. Getting a bat like that, it just reaffirms you got a good swing going. So Ramos out, perhaps to stall a little bit of time as the Nationals get their bullpen going.
So here's Joe Panic, who's 0 for 3.
David Carpenter starts to throw.
Panic gets one right back to Roark. And that'll bring to the plate Giants third baseman Matt Duffy.
And he needs a hit.
He does.
This road trip has been hard on Matt Duffy. And Duffy's got a 2 for 20 going on this road trip. And he hasn't had to deal with too many 2 for 20s this year.
He's not. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. No swing on the appeal. And that's Phil Cuzzy over at first. Phil Cuzzy will do the honors behind home plate in tomorrow night's game. Foul back to even the count.
Well, one thing about tonight, though, Kipe, they're going to get some sleep tonight. Tomorrow's game, originally a day game, is going to be moved back to 8 o'clock Eastern time. So they're going to get a whole day to relax. In essence, it's going to be almost like an off day. Norm Sherry off day.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They'll play the earliest game of the year today, and they'll play one of the latest games of the year tomorrow. Duffy out of play, 1-2. So Roark trying to get his team off the field. 2 outs here in the 8th. And Duffy rolls it foul, third base side. One and 2 to Matt Duffy. Way outside, 2-2.
Couple of faithful have not lost hope.
The loyal fans here at Nationals Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. Buster Posey to follow. This could be Roark's last hitter no matter what. On the ground. Desmond off balance, no throw. Adrianza out at third.
Unbelievable.
Desmond had no play at first, and he got Adrianza, or make that Blanco rounding the bag at third, and there's no argument. Bruce Bochy's going to stop and have somebody take a look at it in the Giants clubhouse. And it'll be obviously Sean Dunston. And Bruce Bochy said that we're good. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Reminder, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. New pitcher now for the Giants will be Gene Machi. He's 29th time he's come into a game, 1-0 with a 5.16 ERA. 19 strikeouts against 14 walks tells you that he has had some inconsistency with his forkball, but Giants feel that he's been throwing it better, more consistently.
So here's the play that Desmond made. He bluffed to first and Blanco as Desmond was running by. I mean, that's where Desmond's momentum was taking him anyway. So a heads-up play.
Well, I don't think the Giants can run the bases any more poorly than they have the first 2 games of the series. It's been unbelievable. We had a play, a mistake on the base pass last night from Angel Pagan. We had Brandon Belt get picked off in a 3-0 ball game early in this game at first base from the catcher. And here, Blanco overruns a bag and gets tagged out by a shortstop. I mean, it's really hurt them in this series.
And it cost Duffy a hit. So here's Machi. Susak is catching. Adrianza's at short. And Michael Taylor's the hitter, and it's 0-2. Arias is now at second. So Taylor on 3 pitches. See you later. Yeah, it was a rough start for Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, first pitch of the game, and Michael A. Taylor does this, hits a home run. Then the next pitch of the game, and Escobar does that, and then 3 pitches later, Bryce Harper does that. So 5 pitches into the game is 3-0 Nationals, and it's kind of gone downhill from there. But that was a total head slap. And you talk about getting the fans into the game and stomach punching the Giants. That's exactly what happened within 5 pitches. You don't expect that to happen with Bumgarner on the hill.
Escobar rolls it foul. No, you don't, and I don't think he expected it. And it's just a lot of times unexplainable. To sit here and say, well, it's that 11-24 start. It's not fair to the Nationals. Well, he sat there a long time after he warmed up. The bottom line is nobody really wants to hear about it. But all of that may very well be true. Oh, and 2 to Escobar. Duffy has it.
All right, time now for our play of the game. It's brought to you by Honda. And we think in the first inning on the 5th pitch, with a runner on, Bryce Harper has the big swing of the bat. It made it a 3-0 ball game. We're going to make him our play of the game, brought to you by Honda. For Harper, that was home run number 25 and RBIs number 59 and 60. A pretty good first half right there. This is their 81st game of the year, the halfway point of their season.
Harper's 2 for 3. And he just kind of rolled that one away from the ship.
And I think he did that on purpose.
I do too.
I mean, his approach was left field. Forkball. And just inside it with a wide open left side of the infield. You can see the shift. That's one way to handle it if the team's going to shift on you. In essence, you're saying, all right, yeah, but you stayed in the ballpark. That's a single, whereas you could hit a home run with 25 home runs. That could happen anytime. or maybe he was just bored and wanted to do it.
Or maybe he's trying to go for the batting title. Right back to Machi, and that's going to end the inning. So we'll head to the ninth. Giants have lots and lots of work to do. It's 9-2 Nationals.
Tonight at 6 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. You'll see players and coaches reflecting on the national anthem. You get reaction from the Giants clubhouse about this one. And, oh, yeah, by the way, hot dog eating contest highlights. And we'll find out how Joey Chestnut did. He's a good Giants fan. All that and more. Toyota Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
So here's Andrew Susak. Susak with a swing and a miss. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
See the numbers for Jansen. Jansen didn't give you a lot of straight cutters, high 80s, and a big curveball. Look at it. They did get him.
So Susak hit. And here's Belt. Pitch is low. And a low strike, and it's no balls and one strike. One ball and one strike to Brandon Belt. On deck is Joaquin Arias. Belt fouls it out of play, 1-2. 6 hits for the Giants. By the way, they did give Duffy a base hit on that ball that ended the 8th inning with Desmond tagging out Blanco, rounding the bag. One and two. Out of play.
Well, that might be the silver lining on the game.
Got him going.
Duffy had a 2 for 20 going into that base hit, so hey. Just looking at the positive side of sports here.
2-2 to Belt. Nope. Doubled down the left field line in the 7th.
So when all said and done, it was really about a 15-minute delay because of rain. There was a threat as we woke up this morning that there was going to be some significant rain here in the morning. And we saw some pretty good rain. But once they got it started, no delays.
It's good for tomorrow as well. Two and two. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Not giving up.
Three and two. So Arias watching from the on-deck circle. This is the 9th pitch in this at bat, and Hansen said that ball just is no good. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It happens sometime.
Susak at first. Hit into the gap. Belt's going to have another double, maybe more. Susak is coming around to score, and it's 9-3. So Jansen hits Susak, and then Belt doubles on the 9th pitch, and here's Arias. Arias batting for the first time, hitting at 176 with Ryan Lawless to follow. And a strike to Arias, who's not buying it, and it's 0-1.
Well, it's been a crapshoot in that strike zone today. And there's the bread and butter of Jansen, that little cutter. It's a good one.
Trying to get through the 9th. He's already given up 1 earned run. Hit slowly up the middle for Desmond. And Desmond's going to throw out Arias, and on the play, Belt goes to third. And that'll give Lawless a chance to pick up his first big league hit, maybe his first big league RBI. He comes into this at bat 0 for 3. He did hit a line drive to center field in the 7th. And Lawless goes around, and it's no balls and 1 strike. All the way through the system. San Jose, Richmond, Sacramento. I guess if you hit 471, you only have to stick around for about a week. And that's what he did in Richmond.
Yeah. That's about it. Nothing else to prove. It's not like he hadn't been down there before. I mean, he was getting his mail there.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Casey Jansen's been a pretty good story last year. I mean, he had 25 saves with Toronto right on the All-Star break. He went to the Dominican Republic and he got a food poisoning that really just sapped his strength. And he never really recovered from it. And then he comes out this year as a free agent, and teams were leery, didn't really know what to expect.
2-2 to Ryan Lawless with Belt at third, 1 out.
Gives you an idea of just how sensitive the baseball world is. Guy's got it going, and all of a sudden, the sickness can take away some of his strength, some of his stuff. But he's found a good home here. And he's been throwing the ball well for the Nationals. But I mean, he's another guy in their bullpen who has had closer experience at the big league level. Jansen out of UCLA.
And a full count to Lawless. With Maxwell on deck. We are in the 9th. Down the left field line, that's going to be foul. Lawless fighting here in the 9th. 9-3 Nationals. Got him.
They set up on the outside corner. That target's on the outside corner, and he just puts it right between the knees. And that's just a rough strike. And Lawless is going to have to wait for another chance to get his first big league knock. That time, the bat was taken out of his hands by the umpire.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell's 1 for 3. 1 ball and no strikes. Maxwell arrived to the big leagues in a Nationals uniform. And he shoots this one into center field, and that's the ball game. So a game that